A laser burns your face into plastic while microtext hides secrets only a microscope can see. This driver's license is a multi-layered fortress disguised as a card. And most Americans have no idea. Before the holograms and lasers, it all starts with a deceptively simple sheet of plastic. But not just any plastic. Polycarbonate, the same material used in bulletproof glass and armored windows. It's layered, heat-resistant, and nearly impossible to tear or snap. Why? Because your license isn't just for driving. It's proof of age, identity, and even citizenship. And that means it has to survive years of bending, swiping, scanning, and exposure to sunlight and moisture. Some states also use Teflon, a synthetic paper that bonds deeply with ink, making tampering visible and damaging. The material is specifically chosen to be tamper-evident, which means if someone tries to peel it apart or alter it, it literally self-destructs. Every license starts as a blank slate of layered durability, waiting to become one of the most forged and regulated ID cards in the country. From here, the transformation begins. But here's why Plastic Vault means nothing yet. The moment you sit down at the DMV, the system begins recording. A high-resolution camera snaps your photo under strict lighting conditions to avoid shadows, glare, or distortion. That image is instantly cross-checked with databases to flag duplicates or known forgeries. Next comes your signature, captured digitally, then compressed into a secure format, and finally, your height, eye color, and date of birth are logged with millimetric precision. What people don't know is that some states also run your facial image through biometric software to detect prior identities or fraudulent entities. This early digital capture becomes the backbone of your license and ensures no two are alike. Every field, every pixel is encoded to match only you. Even the background of your photo contains anti-fraud patterns invisible to the naked eye. Before your license is even printed, your identity has already become a line of code. Now that your data's locked in, it's time to embed it. This is where the real transformation begins. Using a mix of dye sublimation, offset, and laser printing, your photo, signature, and personal data are applied onto multiple transparent layers. Each one is designed for a specific function. Unlike a typical inkjet print, these machines operate at industrial precision, fusing color beneath the surface so it can't be scratched off or tampered with. Some layers contain microtext, so small it looks like a line until viewed under 10 times magnification. Others include patterns that only show up under UV light. These layers are stacked in a strict sequence, ensuring visual and machine-readable alignment down to the micron. And it's not just printing, it's security design. Ghost images, background patterns, and false color channels are all built to stop forgers cold. Every line you see is calculated. Every layer is like an additional trap. And it's all about to get even deeper. Because surface ink alone can't stop fraud, real security hides in layers. Look closely and you'll see them. These shimmering holograms shift as you tilt the card. These aren't just for show. Each state uses unique, state-specific holograms that are almost impossible to replicate without government-grade machinery. Then there's the 2D barcode on the back, packed with all your encrypted information that is scannable by police, airports, and even retail systems. Next comes the ghost image, a faded, translucent version of your portrait printed elsewhere on the card. It's a backup visual to catch face swaps and photo hacks. Hidden in the background are fine line patterns, color-shifting inks, and even laser-perforated shapes that create tiny transparent windows. Some of these features only appear under infrared or ultraviolet light. The goal? Make every attempt at forgery obvious at first glance or scan. At this stage, your license is a digital and visual minefield. But there's one more step that seals it shut. Now the lasers return, not to print, but to permanently engrave identity. Remember the white-hot laser from the beginning? This is where it earns its name. Unlike traditional printing, laser engraving doesn't add ink. Oh no, it burns microscopic grooves directly into the inner plastic layers. Operating at temperatures exceeding 1000 degrees centigrade, the laser carves your data into the polycarbonate itself, making it nearly impossible to alter without destroying the card. Your photo becomes a series of engraved pixels, your signature scorched into the core layer, never sitting on the surface. Even the tiniest detail, like your license number, is permanently etched. This isn't just about durability, it's about forensic-level security. Any attempt to tamper with these features leaves burn marks, visible damage, or data mismatches under scanners. This process is so sensitive, machines must recalibrate after every few cards. At this stage, your license has gone from a plastic sheet to a digitally armored ID, but it's still not finished. Not until it survives one final trial. Here's the thing. Even engraved data means nothing until it's sealed under absolute crushing pressure. Now comes the final physical transformation. Dozens of printed and engraved layers are aligned with surgical precision, then placed under a hydraulic press that applies tons of force at high heat. This process fuses the layers into a single, tamper-evident slab. No air bubbles, no edges to peel. For some commercial and enhanced licenses, this step also includes embedding an RFID chip, a contactless transmitter that stores encrypted data readable by border agents and toll systems. Once laminated, the card becomes waterproof, bend-resistant, and nearly indestructible. To ensure quality, random cards are stress-tested, meaning they are bent, frozen, scratched, and scanned. If anything fails, the batch is scrapped. The final result? A card that looks simple, but is way tougher than it seems. Practically built to survive years in your wallet and still pass federal scans. But all this tech is worthless if it isn't verified every time it's used. But how do scanners instantly know what's real and what's dangerously fake? At first glance, a fake ID might look convincing, but scanners don't check appearances. They check authenticity. When a real license is scanned, whether at an airport, nightclub, or police checkpoint, systems instantly pull data from the 2D barcode, cross-reference it with state or federal databases, and sometimes even run facial recognition. Fakes often fail silently: mismatched barcode data, invalid security patterns, or incorrect layering. Most forgeries can't replicate the microtext, the UV-reactive fibers, or the embedded laser perforations. And even if they get the look right, the card's internal structure tells the truth. TSA and law enforcement carry reference guides showing real versus fake characteristics by state, down to the positioning of text and symbols. In short, a fake might fool a glance, but not a scan. With over 240 million licenses issued across the US, the technology behind every scan is constantly evolving, and so is the battle to beat it. And what happens after it's scanned? Where does your data go? Apart from proving who you are, your license connects to vast networks behind the scenes. Every scan at an airport, DMV, or police stop can trigger real-time identity verification. Through facial recognition, your image is compared against federal watch lists or flagged databases, especially under the Real ID Act. Passed after 9/11, this federal mandate requires enhanced features and state-to-federal database integration, making it harder to use fake or outdated credentials for domestic flights or federal buildings. Some states even link your license data with vehicle registration, insurance records, or past violations. This interconnection means your license isn't just a card, it's a node in a national identity web. One scan can reveal your history in seconds. Privacy advocates have raised concerns, but for now, every enhanced license is a quiet agreement. Security in exchange for traceability. And next time you renew, that web only gets tighter. Which feature shocked you the most? The lasers, the layers, or the barcodes? Let us know in the comments.